In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can change the color of your background separate to your foreground subject. First of all, we are going to duplicate our background layer. To do this, just go to your layer panel. I'm going to double click on the layer and then click OK, and that'll get rid of this little lock icon. I'm going to duplicate that by going to the little burger menu, go to duplicate layer. Press OK, and I've now got two copies of the same layer. So the first thing we need to do is going to select subject in the top layer. So to do that, go to select subject and it will select me in the foreground. We then need to go to this mask icon here and it'll mask it. I'm going to drop out the background and I'm going to zoom in because here I've got a bit of an area here which is not quite part of my coat. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to use a brush tool. So be on the keyboard, select the brush tool. And with the mask selected, we can start to paint in this area here. I need to up the opacity because I had it drop down at 40. I'm just going to fine tune the edge of my mask here. So here we go. So there we've got our foreground and our background. So we're just going to leave me on the background and we can start to then adjust the background and the foreground independently. We're going to do it in a way which is non-destructive. So I'm going to select the background there and down at the bottom we're going to create an adjustment layer. I'm going to adjust brightness and contrast. Here in the properties tab we can then start to change the properties of the background. As you can see, I can then make the background slightly darker by dropping the brightness, upping the contrast a little bit to make it a bit more edgy. Okay, and then that separates me from the background. Next thing I'm going to do is go to the adjustment layer again, change the hue and saturation. Now I can now start to change the color of the background. If I wanted to change it from that pink color, I can change it to orange, and it kind of changes the dynamic of the image altogether. So a nice orange there. I can even change it to black and white if I just wanted myself on a black and white background. So, but I want it with plenty of color in it. Okay, so I'm also going to then adjust me in the foreground. So to do that, I'm going to click on the foreground image and then do the same thing. Do the adjustment layer, go to brightness and contrast, add a bit of contrast to my face, maybe drop that down a little bit. I do feel like I'm a little bit orange compared to this background image, so maybe what I need to do is change the background color to be blue. Go into hue and saturation, select that. Go the other way. See if we can get that to go blue or a nice purple like that, and it kind of just does that complementary color vibe going on. I'm going to go back to selecting the foreground again. I'm going to go into here and maybe a bit of hue and saturation on my face as well, and maybe I'm going to do some curves on there as well. Go to curves, I'm going to crush the blacks by bringing that up a little bit, make a little bit of an S curve. And once we're happy with that, we have now got me in the foreground. That's what I'd look like if I'd changed the me in the background, but here's me in the foreground, and that's what I'd look like. And that's me without a background. So that's how to separate a subject from the background and then manipulate the colors independently to give you a feel that you want. If you got something out of that video, remember you can like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want any of the assets I create on this channel, head over to my Patreon, and that's where you can support me making my tutorial videos. Thanks for watching this video, and I will look forward to making more. Seeing you in another one.